Hello, everybody. Tim Lawson here from Bet the USL on Twitter and the Better Life podcast. Doing another preview of some USL matches. Thanks everybody who watches. I do this largely as a process for myself, but of course I want to share it with people so others can join me in my excitement of betting the second tier American Soccer League. I'm going to be going over five matches today, four tonight on a Wednesday, one tomorrow, Thursday, and then there's a Friday match, and then there's Saturday slate, and then I think there's even one on Sunday. So, but today, just tonight and Thursday. I wasn't able to get one of these out over the weekend. My apologies for anybody who is looking for it, but here we are. Four matches, and I got a couple sort of handicapping principles to go over as well. By the way, fun little fact here. I don't know if you can see it. This betting ticket right here. That's from the first day that Delaware was the first state other than Nevada to take bets after PASPA was repealed. That's from the state of Delaware. It's a World Cup bet from 2018 that had no. It's Colombia 40-1, and of course I got that didn't get close at all. But I just wanted a ticket from that first day because it was exciting. So that's what that is. Okay, let me go back into this screen. We're gonna go over these four matches, and then tomorrow I don't have a play on tomorrow, so we'll talk about it anyways. I do have a couple plays in these matches. Well, let's start with this one. Atlanta United going into, or Atlanta United hosting Louisville City. Now, Louisville City is coming off of a fantastic win. They brought in Pittsburgh and just they were determined to show that they're the best team in the East, and I think they did that. I don't think anybody could argue. No offense to all the Detroit City fans out there. No offense to Pittsburgh, who, if you've been paying attention, you know that I adore Pittsburgh as a team. But there's no question that Louisville is the best team right now in the East. They're the team to beat. And I'd probably even go as far to say as they're the best team in the league. But I'll talk about San Antonio later this week and how do you bet against San Antonio at all? So Louisville and San Antonio definitely the best teams in the league. Louisville probably a tick above just because this win just I think cements that they are that they can game plan. I think that's the thing is I think Louisville versus San Antonio would be an absolute fantastic match to watch, but Louisville I think would have the slight edge just in their ability to prepare for games like that. But that's again no slight against San Antonio. I absolutely love San Antonio. But they're coming in here now. Louisville is a pretty heavy favorite. You can find, and let me see if I can actually pull something down. What will we use? Let's use. Let's see if I can get. Yeah, I'll pull Barstool down here. Do we have Barstool on the screen there? Yes, we do. Okay. Using Barstool here, you'll see that Louisville is a nice heavy favorite here, minus 215. I think that's about right. The one thing we don't know is, do we think Louisville is going to relax here? And by relax, I mean the same way they kind of relaxed against Charleston. Didn't start a lot of their normal starters, brought them into substitutions, kind of got let Charleston get away with one in that goal. I don't think we're going to see too much laziness from them here. They played a hard game, but I don't think it's going to take much for them to get one over on Atlanta. I actually don't have a play on this yet, but I can guarantee you that I will be paying attention to the lineup when it comes out today. They usually tweet them out. Well, you can usually find them like on Twitter or other places at least an hour before the match. If Ownby and Harris are both in the starting lineup, I will be on I will be on Louisville in the first half because I that will be a winning that will be enough for me to know that they have enough quality in their lineup to win the first 45. What they do the rest of the match, who knows? They have an easier schedule coming up. LA Galaxy, Monterey, hosting Tulsa, who's not great on the road, and then they don't have another tough match until they have to go into Tampa. So who knows how they game plan on this? But if we see Ownby and Harris in that first 45, I'm going to take them in the first half. If we don't, I'll probably watch this and in-game it in the second half if there's a play when I see Ownby and or Harris come in. not that they're, I mean, they're not obviously Louisville stacked of good players, but to me, those two players are like the key to both control, pace, and goal scoring opportunities, at least from a betting perspective. So um, that is my plan for this match. I guess I will say I did take Atlanta United under half a goal, and I got it for plus 140. Do I have a banner for that? I think I might have a banner for that. Sorry, totally disorganized here. I took it at plus 140. I might have gotten it at plus 143 even. Here's the reason. Atlanta is 75% fail to score rate. They haven't scored in 75% of their games right now. Louisville, as we know, is a fantastic defense team. They control the match. You can see that they have blanked like a good number of their teams or their opponents, I should say. And it's not a lock by any means, but I just think that number is too high. It should probably be closer to like the plus 120, plus 115 range, in my opinion. I don't think that it's that. I don't think. I mean, at plus 140, the other side of it's like minus 160 or something like that. That's a 50, or that's a little over a 60% chance. No, Atlanta does not have that kind of chance to score tonight. Not saying they're not going to. Charleston got it done. Other teams have got, Indy's gotten it done. But when you look at this track record on Louisville keeping teams away from the back of the net, plus 140, whether or not it wins tonight, who knows? If you make that bet 1,000 times, that's a winning bet in my opinion. So that's what I'm going with tonight. Let's see if we can get over to Birmingham and Miami. I really like this match from a fan perspective. I don't know why they don't have the XG and XGA for Birmingham down here. That confused me. Come on, footy stats. I need that. But I will say what am I trying to say here? Birmingham is the favorite here. Birmingham, a nice favorite. Miami on the take back is plus 240. You can get Miami as high as plus 275 in some places, which I think is a bit of a reach. Although it is probably worth pointing out that home field matters in the USL a little bit more than maybe than other leagues, just because of culture and fan support, and the fact that these referees are, who knows what they're feeling in that moment, right, with crowds and stuff like that. I'm not saying, I don't have like evidence to be like, oh, see, this is how referees trend towards home sides, but you don't know, right? It's difficult to know referees at that level. How much does like a home team heckling at them impact how quickly they go for their yellows or whatever that may be? Who knows? But we do know that there is definitely home field advantage in the USL. Birmingham's one of these places where there's a good culture there. It's a good, strong fan base. But I don't know if it's enough to really warrant this, and especially when you look at their track record on what they've done so far in the league. I mean, they've won 3 of their last 4 with 1 loss, but their wins come against a bottom 3 Charleston, a bottom 3rd Loudoun, and then a bottom 3rd Hartford. And their loss is not respectable, but it's an acceptable, I think, 1-0 loss in Detroit. That's a tough game for anybody. Then you have Miami. They have also won 3 of their last 4, but their 3 wins have come against Memphis, who was one of the hottest teams in the league form-wise going into that match, and then going into Tampa and winning 1-0. And then, of course, the Hartford game is what it is. And their loss is a 2-1 loss to Phoenix. And so I think that's respectable the same way that the 1-0 loss in Detroit is. But I think Miami is in better form here. I think Miami, they have shooters, and they can control a match, and they've shown that they can control a match. I think that this is a very draw match. I think Miami, of course, will want to win, but I think Miami will be fine coming away with a 1 point, especially since they have San Antonio and Detroit coming up at home. I don't think we're going to see them fall flat, but I think you're going to see them do what they have to do to get the single point. I went ahead and played Miami plus 2.25, plus 110 is the number I got it. You can still find it for even money. That's an Asian handicap. It's either listed as the 0.25 like that, or you'll see sometimes the 2, 2.5, right? Showing a split between those two. I'm sorry, pick, comma, half a goal, showing that I was thinking of a total for some reason, showing the split between the pick and the half a goal. Uh, I also took Birmingham, Miami. Uh, yes, even money on both teams to score. It's really just a numbers play just for this league. It's not easy to completely blank a team. I think we've seen a little bit more of it at the beginning of the season with a handful of teams, and I think it maybe is distorting our understanding of like like not how easy, but like how teams can keep a clean sheet. These are both two teams that have shooters. They can score, and like I said, I think Miami is going to be content with coming with a point. I think they're going to have to do what they have to do. But again, this is Birmingham at home. I just think even money is a good number for both teams to score in this situation in this league. So that is a number I took. I wouldn't take it past this. If you can't find it, I got this at BetMGM. I'm pretty sure it's still there. I wouldn't take it past this. All right, next match. We are going to go to El Paso hosting Tulsa. Here is where qualitative assessments also comes into play with, well, I should say this is more quantitative assessment, and a qualitative assessment kind of even says maybe, well, I do have a qualitative assessment play on this match. Anyways, El Paso, as you can see, I mean, their numbers, 1.95 expected goals, at home is what Footy Stats have for them, which is amazing considering they've only won 2 games this year. Their 2 games are against a really bad Monterey Bay and a pretty poor Loudoun United. But this team creates a lot of chances. I think the number has gotten too high. You can find now. Oh, it's not here, but the Asian handicap on this, or the goal spread, I should say, is a full goal. It's +1 goal. I may have gone down now that I see Tulsa at +340 there. Let me see where they are. No, they're still in over the $4 range in other places. But you can still get Tulsa plus a full goal. The only thing is, I don't think it's a good bet. I think it's too far, but I don't think it's a good bet. But one bet I did make was El Paso and Tulsa, both teams to score. And even though the data is going to show us that Tulsa does not have a great record at home, they have less than one expected goal on the road. The fact is, they did score in Tampa, they did score in Sacramento. The only reason they didn't score in Charleston is they took an early red card, in my opinion. And so uh, I think that this team can still create the chance it needs to get a goal in this match. I just don't think that they're going to be able to outplay El Paso with quality chances, because El Paso, we can see it in the numbers, El Paso gets almost two expected goals. But we've also seen that El Paso, they gave one up to, they let Loudoun, Oakland, pretty much everybody but Monterey Bay has been able to get a goal on El Paso. And I think Tulsa's going to be able just to do the same thing. I was able to get, I got Tulsa, El Paso, both teams to score. I got it at -130 initially, and then it dropped down to -115 at BetMGM. That's still there, so you can get a better price than I initially got it at. I think that we can see a goal on both sides this game of this game, and that's the way that I'm going with that. Last game for the evening. It is always difficult trying to run both screens, find my stream, find my stats, engage with the camera. It's very much of a production over here. Lastly, last game of the evening, Sacramento is hosting New Mexico United, and this is where I am making a qualitative decision on a handicap, even though the numbers show me a little bit differently. So you'll see here at home, Sacramento, little one. You can't see it because my stupid head's in the way. Sacramento, 1.06 expected goals at home, against half a goal expected goals on the road for New Mexico. You look at those numbers, you're like, oh man. I mean, this is gonna be a low scoring match. This should be a low scoring match. The total's 2.5, which is where it should be. All the totals came out very fair. I did get an over. I took an over on a number in the Birmingham game that's no longer available, so I'm not talking about it. And it was very price dependent, so I'm not gonna mention that. But if you follow me on Twitter, you would have seen it at Bet the USL. And I think that this is an opportunity, I think, uh, to fade Sacramento. Um, Even though I've tried to back Sacramento where I can. Here's the thing. Here's Sacramento's form. In the past 3 games, they lucked out on that goal in Las Vegas. There was an error on Las Vegas side that led to Sacramento chance. Sacramento couldn't get it done in Rio Grande Valley, who's a very sort of uh, they're they're decent, but they're not what they were last year. The 1-1 against Orange County. Anybody who watched that, Sacramento owned the first half and then kind of let it go in the second half, and they were really fortunate to not concede a second goal in the second half. And then you look at their home wins: Monterey Bay, Tulsa, and El Paso. And El Paso, we saw in the first half of the season, were lost. They just could not keep control of a game. Making a qualitative assessment, I think they're being a little overrated here for what they've been able to do. I mean, look at this first half. They in the games that they won, El Paso, they tied the first half. They tied like they have not won a first half in a game that they were able to win, and they've been just getting lucky here towards the back end of games. New Mexico, on the other hand, and this is where I think we're getting a discount on New Mexico. New Mexico's last 2 games, if you don't look at their opponent, look like they're barren, right? And if you haven't watched the games, you would think so even more so. But they played Phoenix really well. Phoenix's goalkeeper had a career game with the amount of saves and the amount of deterrence and the clearances and everything like that. New Mexico should have at least had 1 goal, if not 2, in that match. When that second half started, they pretty much controlled the match from there on out. Phoenix was really lucky to come away with a win in that match. And then in the San Antonio match, New Mexico actually controlled possession for, I think, 65% of the match. They had possession, they had control. San Antonio was just really stinking good. So you see these 2 games where they don't have a goal, and like, oh, they're on the downward trajectory. They won a couple, and then they drew a couple, and now they've lost a couple. Yeah, I think when you look at this though, Orange County we know is a very tough team to beat, even though I think that they're not as good as they were last year. Very tough team to actually beat. And then Oakland we know is a competitive team to play. And then Phoenix and San Antonio are Phoenix is going to be tough to play no matter how you feel about them. And San Antonio is the best team in the league, at least in the West, second best team in the league overall. And I don't know how. I don't. New Mexico was opened up, I think, at a fair line around plus 200 on the money line. I wasn't too crazy about it then, but money's coming on Sacramento. We still haven't seen Rico Brett really open up yet. That's still to come, I think. I took New Mexico plus the 0.25. I got it at plus 110. You can still find it at that. Sometimes I think you can still find plus money or better. And I took some New Mexico plus 250. I think this is a bit of a discount on a team that looks like that on paper, it looks like they're in poor form. When really, if anybody's been watching these games, they've been performing very well. This Oakland game right here. Look, these two draws came in like the 90th minute. Look at this. 90 plus 1, 90 plus 1 are the 2 draws. Otherwise, those should be wins as well. And then you can make the case, hey, you got to win the match to win the match, right? Doesn't matter what. But this is variance. Like these 90 plus minute goals are ones that like you're either on the right side of them or you're not. And unfortunately, New Mexico just wasn't on the right side of them. They had every reason to believe that those could have been wins. And the Phoenix game, I think, should have been a draw. Should have been a draw too. So I am on New Mexico. Good luck to everybody who tails that. This is one of when I say that, this is one of those handicaps, right? This is a qualitative assessment, right? The numbers show us that the line's fair and it should be in Sacramento's favor. This is my qualitative assessment of this match. And when I say good luck, I'm not saying like, oh, here we go again. But these are the kind of qualitative handicaps where like I feel like a genius when it works, and then when it doesn't, I'm like, maybe I got too cute with that one. But I don't think so. I think this is a good place to take New Mexico. And this is a strong team. Like I said, you're getting a discount on because of how their form appears to be. And how I'm already at the 20-minute mark, and I've only talked about 4 matches. This is why I love. It's my apologies. I just love talking about the USL. So let's get into tomorrow's match. There's no play here. There's really not even a whole lot to say. Uh, the Colorado, I believe it's in Colorado, right? It's in Colorado Springs hosts. Yeah, Colorado Springs hosts Rio Grande Valley. The numbers on this came out right. Looking at it, what we got here? Colorado, about a minus 180 favorite. It's a little long, but not enough for me to really want to get in on it. Rio Grande Valley is a very sneaky good under team because their XGA, their expected goals against, is very good. I mean, as you can see here, that's on the road. Keeping it under a goal already on the road is good. Keeping it closer to a half a goal than to a full goal is even better. And you can see here, Colorado Springs, for as good as they are, I think they've been outperforming their offensive potential just a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. I think that I made this total 2.75 with a little bit of a juicy under. I thought you have to make a 2.75 just out of respect for Colorado and what their offense can do. But I'm not upset at the 2.5 that it is now. And the only other thing that I would consider is you can get Rio Grande Valley plus a full goal. It's still a little too expensive for me at minus 130. But if this got closer to minus 120, I would consider playing that simply because Rio Grande Valley may be able to hold Colorado Springs enough to where RGV can get away with one. Maybe that seems sort of like a push at worst kind of. But I don't want to pay a lot for that full goal, so I'm gonna wait for it. Okay, that's that's it. I think that's all I'm going to talk about today. Going to talk about the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday matches later this week. Thank you, everybody who watches. Take care. Good luck with all your bets. Let's go New Mexico. Bye bye. Got to find the end broadcast.